right, I am here to talk to you about July 3rd, 1863 at Gettysburg, which means I must be here to talk about Pickett's Charge. And even if I'm not here to talk about Pickett's Charge, perhaps you think maybe I want to talk about the 7 hours of intense combat on Culp's Hill, or the fighting on East Cavalry Field, or the, costly charge of Farnsworth's brigade over near Big Round Top. No. None of those things. There's a lot more things going on July 3rd, and one of them is the 4-5 hour cavalry fight here on South Cavalry Battlefield. That's where I'm standing over here. This is the Emmitsburg Road. Gettysburg is a few miles off to my left here, and I'm standing at a place where I've never stood until today, because South Cavalry Battlefield is a place that I've hardly been, and I'll bet you that most of you all have not been, specifically to this spot here, because the American Battlefield Trust has the chance to save some land right along here that will change that, I really hope. So let me orient you first here. Like I said, this is the Emmitsburg Road out in front over here, and if we were to go about 60 or 70 yards down, you might be able to catch some markers off in the distance there that actually show part of South Cavalry Avenue. But it's the house behind me and this one key acre here with existing driveway that I'm especially excited about here, because this one house here, we can work with the landowner, secure this 1 acre, maybe work with the National Park Service to remove modern structures over here, and then open up a gem of Gettysburg that hardly anybody sees. For once you pass this house over here, you see I'm killing a little bit of time till I can get around the corner here, you can see the real deal South Cavalry Avenue. I'll bet you that most of you have never walked on this before. There's a marker off in the distance to some of the units, the 1st and 2nd U.S. Cavalry. You see a small marker to the 6th Pennsylvania Cavalry. So important was this running fight on July 3rd, 1863, that the War Department put up plaques here and across the road over behind me over there. And, on July 3rd, starting at about noon, you're talking about Merritt's Brigade here, 1st, 2nd, 5th U.S., the 6th U.S. is here very briefly before they move on to their own destiny at the Battle of Fairfield that you might have heard about as well. And the 6th Pennsylvania Cavalry here are arrayed against largely Confederate infantry. Where's most of the Confederate cavalry? Fighting over on East Cavalry Battlefield at this same time. That's right, this fight is going before and after the more famous Pickett's Charge. You've got Anderson's brigade, you've got some elements of Kershaw's brigade off of there, and these cavalry soldiers are fighting against Confederates who they said were barricaded down off in the distance. And if we could preserve this, finally, we might be able to provide solid access, safe access, not dangerous pulling off on top of a ridge, but safe access to South Cavalry Battlefield, where you, the members of this organization, have already helped us to preserve more than 80 acres at South Cavalry Battlefield, a key part of the Battle of Gettysburg. We hope you can get involved. I also hope you can help us at another effort. Here I am standing there right now. And if you choose to click the link associated with this video, you'll see that we are still not quite to the finish line in trying to preserve the War Museum here on East Cemetery Hill at Gettysburg. You have already helped us to preserve the McKnight House over there. This is the Baltimore Pike. Look, there's the Evergreen Cemetery, and the National Cemetery is right beyond. And of course, you know about the fighting going on the evening of July 2nd, 1863 here on East Cemetery Hill. So we really hope you can get involved. Help us on South Cavalry Field. Help us if you can here at the War Museum. And thank you so much for your support of battlefield preservation and education.